What is good, people? Welcome back to the channel. KG is back. It is time for a brand new transfer talk. It's the morning after the Paixão sweepstakes closed. Leeds United not going to be signing that player, but we have to move on. Now, I've got a couple of names that I'm going to mention after the rumors of this video that I believe keep the ambition level up and the quality level up as well. Because what we can't do is dip from a Paixão down to some of the players we've been rumored with. And I've got to say, some of these rumors, people, they're like the ones we were hearing like 2-3 weeks ago where they're like, eh. So you know what? We'll get into those first, people. First of all, Jonathan Rowe, who we've been linked with before, former Norwich player out in Marseille. There's no, there's an irony in that, isn't there? But Atalanta are looking at him as well as Roma. Obviously, Gasperini would probably do something wonderful with him. But for me, Jonathan Rowe is a no. It's not. And what I'm not going to do, people, I'm going to try not to do is compare everything to Paixão because, you know, he was never our player. But I'm looking at this of a similar kind of level. For me, Jonathan Rowe, and I kind of said it last summer as well, he was one where it didn't make sense with what we already had. I felt we needed something better. And for me, he's still not better than what we've got. I don't think he replaces Dan James on the right. I don't think he gets ahead of Ramazani or Willy Gnonto. For me, this is just another one that would be making up the numbers. And if I'm being brutally honest with you, it would be something I would expect to see if Burnley went in for him and signed him. I'd be looking at it going, yeah, that's pretty much like what Burnley would do. Or say if Ipswich had stayed up, I would probably think that they would sign him, you know, even with his former Norwich connection. You know what I'm trying to say here. For me, this signing just does absolutely nothing for me. So I hope with everything that he does go to Roma. Gasperini could probably work wonders with him. But for me, he doesn't elevate the squad quality in any way. It doesn't put us over the mark of a real genuine relegation battle. For me, it just doesn't make any sense. So for me, I'm going to say no to Jonathan Rowe. But, you know, feel free to give me your opinion. Moving on to another rumor. Staying with Roma, there's a lot of connecting dots here. But Artem Dovbyk, who signed there last season, 12 goals in 32 matches. Roma are looking for around 30 million. We know Roma have just signed Evan Ferguson on loan. You know, Gasperini looking to he loves a reclamation project, man, and he's got a good success rate, the Don Gasperini. But it's made Dovbyk surplus to requirements, but Roma are looking for around 30 million. Leeds United and West Ham are noted with an interest here, and we know we need a striker. My thing is with Dovbyk, he was really good for Girona, really prolific, got 24 goals that season. You know, and 12 goals in 37 is not, you know, nothing to sniff at. But at the moment, I believe he's currently injured too. And he also suffered from a fair few injuries last season as well. Fever, take that out of it, I guess. But, you know, muscle injuries, thigh problems. And for me, with him currently being injured as well, completely different from the Paixão thing here. He'd be all right, but I just feel there's other strikers out there that are fit, more raring to go. And also, as well, as I always say, that conversion rate from the Serie A, you know, into the Premier League, it can be dodgy at times. Now, if he, you know, we'll keep a note on this one to see if there's any further progress. But what I would say is one of my former names in Franjo Ivanović, I thought it was done and dusted to Benfica. Wolves have now registered a claim for him. So if Wolves are in that conversation, and it looks like USG are just looking for the highest bidder here. It's not said that he's got a preference for Benfica, even though they're quite advanced in the deal. But Wolves have entered their name. I would love to be in this conversation. It wouldn't cost more than 25 million in total in terms of the package for the striker. He is next up. He is next up, and I think he would fit in seamlessly here. Someone else from the Belgian league. Tolu Orokader, Chris Kingy's favorite. Shout out to you, man. But again, looking at him, I just feel that in terms of Dovbyk and other strikers that are currently out there, I think that we could probably do better with a more reliable, you know, striker at this point. We don't know if Dovbyk's injury concerns will carry over into like future seasons. Now, you never know which injuries you know you can't foresee if a player is going to be injured or not. But I just feel like there's better out there. And like I say, Mitrovic, I will never stop banging that drum. Get him in on loan. You know, we'll cover some of those wages somehow. You know, Tony. But I just feel like there's others out there. But look, we'll keep you know, an eye out for these situations. Another one that's been linked is Riccardo Sottil. I mean, it's just nah. Like, listen, he's good with the ball. I will give him that. But we're talking here a player that I feel will be looking to go back to Italy come January time. Honestly, and this is no disrespect to him. I just feel like he'd be one of those kind of players where it won't be working out for him here. He probably won't be playing as much as he would like, and he'll be looking to head back to Italy. For me, this is a no-go as well. 26 years old, hasn't really done that much as well in overall in his career. And also as well, people, his recent injury record is not great. It's just not great, in terms of the last couple of years. Muscle fatigue, thigh problems, broken collarbone, and I just for me, it's just a bunch of meh on that one. And speaking of meh, even though the source is pretty, unstable within itself, Ekrem Connor, or Kona, I should say, Leeds United and Sporting are both pushing to sign Jota Silva from Nottingham Forest. Guys, I've seen this guy play for Forest. He's a non-factor. He really is a non-factor, man. He's just a Timu Jack Grealish man from Wish and all that stuff. He's got, there's nothing about him that's desirable. He's quick, fair, but he doesn't have the stones for Premier League football for me. So a move back to Sporting would make much more sense for me. This is just this is a nothing kind of link to me. He doesn't get ahead of any of our current wingers. Not one of them. Not one of them. So yeah, we'll just leave this to the side because of the source as well. It's probably a load of rubbish, but I'm just giving you the news there. Now, moving on to players that I feel that we should go for. And listen, I'm not going to do the ones I've usually done: Davidashvili, El Kanous, Bakwa. I'm going to move on to three names that I haven't spoken about really, because I still feel, people, that after the Paixão thing, it shows that we do have money for that key player. Now, obviously, it doesn't mean just because we bid up to 35 million for him that we should then spend 35 million on Jonathan Rowe. Football doesn't work like that. Clubs will know we've got it, but we won't value like a Jonathan Rowe at 35 million. Well, we shouldn't be anyway. But I do believe that we can keep the quality levels up and get a player that really, really helps out this team. Now, Takefusa Kubo would be absolutely sensational. Now, Everton have recently been linked with him. Japanese international player, very creative, solid dribbler with the ball. This would be a lovely, lovely addition. It plays on the right, so again, it would give us something different from what we've already got. Left-footed player out on the right, close control, gets between the spaces. How Tanaka can have a word with him directly, Japanese teammate. But this would be absolutely brilliant. And with Sociedad, it doesn't seem like they're, not desperate to keep him, but or desperate to sell him, but they're just saying they have had an offer that's acceptable. Well, if Everton are going to be in that conversation, I feel that Leeds United could definitely be in this conversation, and he would be genuine competition on that right-hand side for Dan James. And then we can have Nonto and Ramazani on the left. There's a few things where we sign certain players where it's going to put players in different positions or more preferred positions. He would be one of them. So this is someone that really does keep the level quality up. Because I've got to say as well, with people's expectations and what I'm seeing now, because we failed with the Paixão thing, is that people think that we should just accept any old rubbish. That's just not true. Sunderland were literally, and I hate to use them as an example, but it's very relevant to what I'm saying. Sunderland were literally like 15 minutes away from staying in the Championship. Now they're about to seal the deal for a German league winner in Granit Xhaka, highly level Premier League experienced player as well. Do you think that they would be thinking, oh, we're not going to get him, so let's not bother? No, you keep going. You don't just give up and just say, all right, we couldn't get Paixão. Oh, let's go and get a Championship winger who was desperate to come to Leeds United. That's how you get relegated, people. So we need to keep on this kind of level. And for me, Kubo would be absolutely wonderful. Now, this one is a little bit more ambitious just purely because of where he is right now. But Harvey Barnes. Now, people will say he rejected us before. He was younger then, and I believe he wanted to stay around the Midlands at the time, going on loan. I think he was going from loan from Leicester to West Brom. That could be the way around. I think that was it, right? But he's now 27 at Newcastle, as we know. But they have signed Elanga. Murphy as well had a really good season last season, and he'll be looking to keep his spot in the team if possible. They've obviously got Anthony Gordon as well. If he was available and we're splashing down the money, say 30 million, 35 million on Harvey Barnes, I'm all for it. Absolutely all for it. You're talking about a player here who is direct, eye for a goal, can create as well, but he's more of a direct runner. Even though he's a right footer on the left, which is what we've already got, he's just very different. He's not more of a dribbler. He's more of a I'll get in between the space, finish it off, and do my bow and arrow celebration. I would absolutely be all over Harvey Barnes if Newcastle made him available. Now, will they need to sell once they sell Isak to Liverpool? Probably not. But would he be looking for more regular first team football in a situation where he would get more, and it would be at Leeds United? Maybe so. Can Sean Longstaff, Carl Darlow convince him to come along and join them on, to Leeds United? Who knows? But this is the kind of player that I'm saying he would be a difference maker for us. Absolutely would be a difference maker for us. He's done it in the Premier League year after year. Does pick up the 1 or 2 injuries per season, but we would have more than enough to cover that, because when he plays, he is an impact player. So again, it's ambitious, but that's what you've got to be, people. You can't just down your tools and then go, oh, let's go for some crappy player now because that one didn't work out. Can't do that. And I won't do that at this point. But who knows? Maybe the 49ers are looking at other things. We will see in the coming days, won't we? One that was mentioned yesterday to me, and I do like it, is Ismael Saibari. He is more of a central midfielder, but he can play on the right. But he, for me, would be more like the Gus Harmer kind of attacking 8 kind of thing. But if we were to get him and he would be playing on the right, that would be a really good option. Very good dribbler, very skillful, eye for a goal, very creative player. It would probably mean that someone moves to a different position. But again, I'm just looking for that uplifting quality, and Ismael Saibari is definitely that. So again, another one out there, and just putting it out there, just putting some good names out there, because like I've said with the rumors that I've discussed earlier, some are very, very underwhelming. It feels like 2-3 weeks ago videos, but look, we will see what happens in the coming days. There will be a plan after Paixão. For sure, that they're not just gonna sit down drinking for a day and go, I can't believe we didn't get him. They're probably at work as we speak right now, people. So yeah, give me your thoughts on anything in the video. And like I say, look, the interaction's been good, but the Paixão news did bring out a couple of, just say numpties, honestly, who think that Leeds United are entitled to everything, and if a player rejects Leeds United, it's the end of the world. Well, it's not. The world moves on and we move on as well. So listen, people, enjoy the video. I hope you like it as well. Well, please like it. It's free to do, helps out the channel. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.